I'm Jimmy James. I am Jimmy James. You're watching Football Special Live. It is Saturday, the 18th of January, 2025. We've got all the goals from around the UK and Europe this afternoon as they go in. And there's been a few early goals today. Derby 0, Watford 1. Louser on 4 minutes, putting Watford into the lead. North of the border in the Scottish Cup, I think that is. Hibernian 1, Clydebank 0. Martin Boyle on 2 minutes. Possibly popping Clydebank's dream. Starting early today. Reading 0, Stockport 1. Macaulay Southam on 5 minutes, putting Stockport into the lead. Chorley 1, Scunthorpe 0. Goal scorer to follow. Leamington 1, Darlington 0. Eastleigh 0, Altrincham 1, and Walton and Hersham 0, Hungerford 1. We've got some games that were early kickoffs as well. So what I will do is get going with the games that have already finished. North of the border, Don't Fall Over, Dumbarton 0. Erdrionians 1. Erdrionians have taken the lead. I'll give you the goal scorer in a minute. And over in Ireland, Ards 1, Armagh 1. Armagh getting back on level terms there. So in the Premier League earlier, we had just going back north of the border, Dumbarton 0, Erdrionians 1. Lewis McGrattan on 4 minutes, putting Erdrionians into the lead. Eastleigh 0, Altrincham 1, Alex Newby on 6 minutes. In the Premier League, this is a final result. An early kick-off was Newcastle. They played Bournemouth. It finished... I don't know what's going on here. Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 4. An absolute shocker there if you're a Newcastle fan. And out of the blue, they've been going great guns, haven't they? And it started with Bournemouth opening the scoring on 6 minutes through Clivert. On 25 minutes, Guimaraes levelled things up for Newcastle, but it just went downhill from there for the Geordies. Clivert again on 44 minutes made it 1-2. That's where it stayed until half-time. In the second half, Bournemouth had a goal disallowed by VAR. Doesn't say what for. However, Clivert got his hat-trick 2 minutes into injury time in the 92nd minute, making it 1-3. And in the 96th minute, Kirkes made it 1-4 to Bournemouth. So a proper thumping there for Newcastle. Swindon 1, Barrow 0. Orfabora on 8 minutes, giving Swindon the lead. Hopefully they won't have any games affected by the weather. They've struggled with fog the last time they played. In that match as well, Newcastle-Bournemouth, Newcastle had 55% possession. 5 shots on target. Bournemouth had 10 on target though. And 13 corners in the match. But it just was not Newcastle's day. West Brom 0, Stoke 1. Nathan Lowe on 9 minutes, putting Stoke into the lead. Oxford United 1, Blackburn 0. Oxford in the league going great guns. Rotherham 1, Charlton 0. Bayern Munich 2, Wolfsburg 1. Bayern Munich taking the lead again there. Leamington 2, Darlington 0. I'll give you the goal scorer for Stoke and Oxford as soon as I have it. Queen of the South 0, St Mirren 1. Halfchurch 1, Barwell 0. These are scores coming in. Should be coming across the bottom. Keep your eye up to date with them. Live chat's open. Let us know what you're thinking in live chat. How's your team doing? Peterhead 1, Stirling 0. Citadella 0, Montova 2. Kingsland 1, Marine 0. It was Andre Green on 9 minutes, putting Rotherham 1-0 up against Charlton. Queen of the South 0, St Mirren 1, with Olusanya on 11 minutes, putting St Mirren ahead. And Peterhead 1, Stirling Albion 0. Max Barry on 10 minutes, putting Peterhead into the lead. A lot of early goals today, a lot of early goals. Kings Lynn 1, Marine 0. St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 0. Port Vale 0, Newport 1. Wingate and Finchley 0, Dartford 1. Bray Valley 2, Bognor Regis 0. Hebburn Town and Hyde has been postponed. Workington 1, Matlock Town 0. And Salford 0, Fleetwood 2. Great start for Fleetwood. Not so for Salford. Is that a hangover from the thrashing they got from Manchester City? Because before that, they were 5 for 5 in the league, weren't they? That's from memory, but I'm pretty sure they were. Stockton 0, Bamber Bridge 1. And score correction, Oxford United 0, Blackburn 0. So maybe Oxford aren't going quite as well as I thought. Regardless of this result, they've done really well over the last couple of months. Since they beat Plymouth Argyle, they've been on a bit of a tear of Oxford. Winchester 1, Frome 0. Winchester 1, Frome 1. 2 quick goals there. I do love these lower league matches, I've got to say. That's in the Southern League Premier South. And both goals scored in the 10th minute. No goal scorers come through yet, though. For St Johnstone against Motherwell, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 0. It was Mackenzie Kirk on 9 minutes. Port Vale 0, Newport 1. Bobby Camworth on 12 minutes, putting Newport into the lead. And it was Brendan Sarpong Wayadu, what a name, on 11 minutes, getting Fleetwood second against Salford. Reading 0, Stockport County 2. Callum Connolly on 13 minutes, doubling Stockport's lead. Fast and furious start. I hope my bet's doing all right. I had 17 results. I can't even remember the matches. But 17 match accumulator, 2.5 goals or more in each game. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Buxton 0, Peterborough Sports 1. And Walsall 0, MK Dons 1. Good start for MK Dons. Walsall have got that league wrapped up though. Empire Maker, where are you? I thought you'd be in the chat today. He's panicking because his beloved Tranmere, they are playing Wimbledon, and he's not feeling too confident about that match, and one of his work colleagues is a Wimbledon supporter, so he's a bit concerned tomorrow or Monday when he goes into work, he's going to get a bit of stick. So he's hoping for a good result from Tranmere, as will Nigel Adkins. Walsall 0, MK Dons 1. It was Scott Hogan on 14 minutes, giving the Dons the lead. Workington 2, Matlock 0. Ards 2, Armagh 1. Plenty of goals going in the Northern Irish Championship. Newell opened the scoring for Ards on 4 minutes. Rutowski levelled things up on 8 minutes for Armagh, but Ards have taken the lead again on 15 minutes, goal scorer to follow. Stranraer 0, East Fife 1, Jack Healy on 15 minutes. Putting East Fife into the lead. That's a league match, Scottish League 2. And Hitchin 1, Biggleswade Town 0. Goal scorer won't be up yet, but I'll pass that over as I get it. Right, let's have a quick look at Jimmy James's bet. How's it going? Cash out. Cash out. Hopefully you joined us with the 10 pence each way horse accumulator this morning. Not sure how it's doing, but it doesn't look too promising. But like I said, 20p ain't going to break the bank, and if it comes in, we've got at least 61,800 quid. Rotherham 2, Charlton 0. Alex McDonald on 14 minutes, doubling Rotherham's lead. Open studio, what's going on there? That's something to do with the bit rate, that's all. We can live with that. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Let's close that down, get that back up. All right, there we go. We're back up and running. Everything's looking good. I'm just having a quick look at my bet here. Kiel 0, Hoffenheim 2, Modena 1, Frosinone 1, Braintree 1, Solihull Moors 0. Don't get too giddy, Braintree. Solihull Moors are the comeback kings. I said that the other day against, was it Eastborough? Eastleigh, can't remember. But they couldn't come back, Solihull Moors, and they lost 0-1. Hastings 0, Cray Wanderers 1, Tamworth 1, Boston United 0. Long way to go with my bet yet, but it's looking a promising start. It is for 186,854 pence. That'll do me. Bit premature though yet, Jimmy. Story of my life. York 0, Sutton 1, Ashton United 2, Whitby 0, Ards 2, Armagh 2. What a game over in the Championship in Ireland, Northern Ireland. Grimsby 1, Chesterfield 0, Citadel 1, Mantova 2, Spennymoor 1, Rushall 0, and Accrington 0, Notts County 1. Grimsby 1, Chesterfield 0. It was Jordan Davis on 17 minutes putting Grimsby into the lead. And Prescott 1, Worksop 0. Let's have a see if we've got that Spennymoor goal scorer. It was not up yet. 16 minutes gone though. Spennymoor 1, Rushall 0. That's in the National League North. As soon as we have the goal scorers, we'll try and get them to you. Accrington 0, Notts County 1. It was George Abbott on 16 minutes putting Notts County into the lead. Braintree 1, Solihull Moors 0. Matt Robinson, apologies, on 17 minutes, giving Braintree the lead. And York 0, Sutton 1. It was Will Davis on 15 minutes. Tamworth 1, Boston United 0. Thomas McGlinchey on 17 minutes, giving Tamworth the lead. And Accrington, oops, not that one. Prescott 1, Worksop 0. It was Carberry on 16 minutes, giving Prescott the lead. We've done George Abbott on 16 minutes. Buxton 1, Peterborough Sports 1. Buxton getting back on level terms there. Bayern Munich 3, Wolfsburg 1. Bayern Munich pulling away now. And St Ives 0, Bedford 1. Ards 3, Armagh 2. Is anyone actually defending in this game? There's been about 3 goals in 3 minutes. Dunfermline 1, Stenhousemuir 0. And Stuttgart 3, Freiburg 0. We'll get the goal scorer to you for Dunfermline in 1 second. So as we were doing the earlier results, we did the Premier League, Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 4. Move over to the Championship. Chelmsford 1, Hornchurch 0. Early kick-off, Cardiff 3, Swansea 0. South Welsh derby, that, innit? And Dunfermline scorer was Chris Hamilton on 16 minutes, giving Dunfermline a 1-0 lead over Stenhousemuir. English Championship, Cardiff 3, Swansea 0. It finished Millwall 0, Hull 1. Big win for Hull, that. They are languishing at the bottom. And Plymouth Argyle 0, QPR 1. It was lucky it was only 1. I saw quite a bit of that game. Yeah, not playing well, Plymouth at all. Does that move Hull out of the bottom 3? Let's have a look at the standings. It was an own goal by Cooper on 58 minutes that was enough for Hull to take all the points. I think Millwall will be, well, they're in 15th, Millwall on 30 points. Hull do move out the bottom 3 currently on goal difference. They are in 21st place on 26 points, just 1 place above Luton, who now sit in the drop zone. But they've got a 7 better goal difference, have Hull. So a big game. Big game. Queen of the South 0, St Mirren 2. Toyoshi Olusanya on 21 minutes, doubling St Mirren's lead. Doubling St Mirren's lead. Was that his second of the game? No, it wasn't. It was Taylor. I don't know where I've got that. Oh, hang on. No, it wasn't. Taylor got substituted. It was his... yeah, that's his second. Olusanya, that's his second goal. First one came on 11 minutes. Second came on 21 minutes. Sheffield United 1, Norwich 0. Church 1, Barwell 1. Barwell back on level terms. Bayern Munich 2, Wolfsburg 1. That's a VAR correction. So Bayern Munich can't pull in away. They still lead, but they're not pulling away. Ruled out for handball. Wealdstone 0, Hartlepool 1, and Spalding 1, Stratford 0. So yeah, so they were the earlier kickoffs from the Championship in England. League 1, 2 games played earlier. Broxburn Athletic 0, United 1. Lenny Agber on 16 minutes putting United into the league. That's in the Cup. Sheffield United 1, Norwich 0. Harrison Burrows on 22 minutes putting Sheffield United into the lead. League 1, 2 games kicked off earlier and are finished now. Blackpool 2, Huddersfield 2, and Peterborough 0, Leyton Orient 0. Sounds like a bowler fest. Maybe it may have been a great game. However, Wealdstone 0, Hartlepool 1. Gary Medine on 21 minutes putting Hartlepool into the lead. And Elgin City 0, Aberdeen 1. Shaden Morris on 21 minutes giving Aberdeen a lead. They'll be looking for a result today, Aberdeen. Maybe they can then turn it around into the league performances, because the wheels, all 4 wheels, have come off Aberdeen's season. FC United 1, Blythe 0, Mickleover 0, Warrington Rylands 1, and Southend 0, Barnet 1. In League 2, we had 2 games finished in League 2. Carlisle 0, Bradford City 1. That's a final, as is Gillingham 0, Doncaster 1. Not good if you're a Carlisle fan. They need to be picking up points. Time is going to start running out if they're going to get out of the bottom 2 and start moving up the table. Worthing 1, Weymouth 0, and Peterhead 1, Stirling 1. Adam Brown on 23 minutes levelling things up for Stirling Albion. That's in League 2. Over at Bramhall Lane, it's still Sheffield United 1, Norwich 0. Burrows on 22 minutes, giving Sheffield United the lead. Just having a look for some earlier kickoffs. South Shields and Oxford City, that game was postponed. Hebburn Town and Hyde, that game was postponed. Stranraer 0, East Fife 2. And Hamilton 1, Musselburgh 0. It was Alan Troughton on 25 minutes getting East Fife second. Just looking for the goal scorer now for Hamilton against Musselburgh. If you've had a bet yourself, let me know what your bet was, who you're supporting. Crawley 0, Burton 1. Burrell on 25 minutes putting Burton into the lead. Hitchin 2, Biggleswade 0. Alfchurch 2, Barwell 1. Alfchurch taking the lead there. And Hanwell Town 0, Tiverton 1. It was Stephen Hendry on 24 minutes putting Hamilton Accies in the lead against Musselburgh. That's in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. And it's not that Stephen Hendry, it's spelt different. York City 0, Sutton 2. Tyrese Shade for Eastleigh. 24 minutes, he's not scored. Been a naughty boy, he's been sent off for foul play. York 0, Sutton 2. Palandon Wolf Welders 2. Ballinamallard 0. Leek 1, Lancaster 0. And Eastleigh 1, Altrincham 1. Eastleigh getting back on level terms there. Even though Tyrese Shade has just been sent off for them. Portadown 0, Linfield 3. And over at the London Stadium, it's still West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 0. Will Davis on 24 minutes with Sutton second against York. And in Scotland, it's now Peterhead 2, Stirling 1. Peterhead took the lead on 10 minutes with a goal from Barry. Brown equalised for Stirling on 23 minutes, but on 26 minutes, Peterhead have just taken the lead again with that Kieran Shanks goal. Over in Belgium, Dender 0, Cercle Bruges 1. Just seen a report there, St Andrews and Knighthead Park. It's still Birmingham 0, Exeter 0. Cheshire 0, Whitehawk 1. And Newington 0, Anna 1. No point clicking on that yet because the goal scorers won't have come through. Accrington 0, Notts County 2. It was Francillette on 27 minutes getting Eastleigh back on level terms with Altrincham. And it's now Port Vale 1, Newport 1. Over in Italy, it's Bologna 3, Monza 1. Bologna pulling away. It was Ben Garrity on 29 minutes levelling things up for Port Vale against Newport. One Call Stadium, it's still Mansfield 0, Wickham 0. And it was David McGoldrick on 27 minutes, doubling Notts County's lead against Accrington. All is going well for Empire Maker, his beloved Tranmere. They're still 0-0 away at Wimbledon. It's all gone quiet for a minute. Take a breather. Just as we say that, Hastings 0, Cray Wanderers 2. And Limavady 2, Dundela 0. Big game being played today as well. Radcliffe and let's find that one. I'm assuming it's still 0-0. It's going to be a tight game, that. And oh, here we go. Marlow 0, Plymouth Parkway 1. Plymouth Parkway desperate for points, just can't get a win at the moment. They keep getting pegged back. They get a lead, then they get pegged back. G-Tech Community Stadium, it's still Brentford 0, Liverpool 0. But Plymouth Parkway have taken the lead at Marlow. I'm looking for where is that game? I am looking for Radcliffe. Taunton 0, Wimborne 1. Where's that game gone? I thought unless I've seen things. Where the heck's that gone? Oh, there it is. There it is. National League North, Needham Market and Radcliffe. It's currently 0-0. In that game, going from memory, Needham Market are in the bottom, but Radcliffe are in the bottom 4 as well, so a real bottom of the table clash going on there. Yeah, Needham Market are plumb last on 19 points. However, Radcliffe are 4th last, still in the drop zone though. They're on 22 points. And it looks like in that league, the bottom... It looks like as things stand, the bottom 6, 4 of them are going to be going down. Who it's going to be, I wouldn't want to say. But tight at the bottom there. Folkestone 1, Canvey 0. FC United 2, Blythe 0. Ballyclare 2, Institute 1. And Walsall 1, MK Dons 1. MK Dons took a lead there, but Walsall going great guns, aren't they? No surprise that they've levelled things up there. Alvechurch 2, Barwell 2. Barwell getting back on level terms there. And Billericay 1, I didn't do it. Dulwich Hamlet 0. Southend 0, Barnet 2. I'm just waiting for the goal scorer for Walsall. As soon as that comes through, I'll let you know. And Salernitania 1, Reggiano 1 over in Italy. The home team getting back on level terms there. And Port Vale 1, Newport 2. I'm hoping we were going to get a report in from Ben James. He went watching Cardiff and Swansea live. So he said he was going to send a report over, but up to now I haven't seen one come in. So he's either hit the beer or he's been arrested. Could be any of the two. He could also have forgot, but I doubt that. My money's going on he's hit the beer or been arrested. It was Okagbu on 32 minutes getting Walsall level with MK Dons, and it was James Evans on 33 minutes getting Newport back into the lead against Port Vale. Zwolle 1, PSV 0 over in Holland, and Grimsby 1, Chesterfield 1. Chesterfield getting back on level terms there. Chesson 0, Whitehawk 2. In Portugal, Santa Clara 0, Estoril 1. And it's now Bolton 1, Cambridge United 1. Bolton getting back on level terms after Cambridge took an early lead there. Goal scorers to follow. I'm saying that Benny James hasn't sent us a report. I better check actually. I might be doing him a disservice. No. 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 If that does come in, I'll obviously play it as soon as. It was Tom Naylor on 34 minutes getting Chesterfield level with Grimsby. Miles Kenlock on 33 minutes doubling Barnet's lead away at Southend. Southend 0, Barnet 2. Bolton 1, Cambridge 1. John McAtee on 34 minutes getting Bolton back on level terms. Scored a couple of goals in a couple of games now. McAtee for Bolton going great guns. G-Tech Community Stadium still Brentford 0, Liverpool 0. And Spalding 2, Stratford 0. Goal scorer to follow up. It was Duffy on 2 minutes, an early goal there, putting Macclesfield into the lead. And they've just scored again on 33 minutes, but the goal scorer hasn't come through yet. Bolton 1, Cambridge United 2. McAtee levelled things up, but it didn't last long. Cambridge United have taken the lead again, and over in the La Liga 2, or whatever it's called. Eldens 0, Cadiz 1. Gloucester 1, Sholing 0. And Harland and Wolf Welders 3. Ballina Mallard 0. Tamworth have doubled their lead against Boston United. It's now Tamworth 2, Boston United 0. Goal scorer to follow for Cambridge as soon as it comes through, but Bolton not back on level terms for too long there before Cambridge pulled away again. It was Elias Kachunga on 36 minutes, establishing Cambridge's lead again. Let's have a look how my bet's going on. Who's letting me down at the minute? I need more than 2 goals in the West Ham Crystal Palace game. I need more than 2 goals in the Oxford Blackburn game, currently 0-0. Coventry Bristol City 0-0. Need goals, come on. Morecambe and Crewe, I need goals. Forest Green Rochdale, we need goals. Annan and Inverness, get some goals, come on. If I win that, I might go and get some fish and chips for my tea. Chippenham and Sudbury. Sorry, Chippenham and Salisbury. Get some goals. Needham Market and Radcliffe Borough. I just had a feeling in that game, if somebody scored, the other team was going to panic and pile forward, and it could end up being a goal fest. It could also end up being 0-0 because it's so tight at the bottom of that league. But it's easy in hindsight to think, I shouldn't have done that. Tamworth 2, Boston 0. Hitchin 2, Biggleswade Town 1. Biggleswade possibly getting back into the game there. It was Hitchin, took the lead on 13 minutes through Deal, and on 24 minutes Brooks doubled Hitchin's lead, but Steele has given Biggleswade a lifeline on 36 minutes, but they do still trail by 2-1. Southend 0, Barnet 2. It was James Goulding on 33 minutes with an own goal, doubling Barnet's lead there. Ilkeston 1, Morpeth 0, and Wingate and Finchley 0, Dartford 2. Over in Germany, Bochum 1, RB Leipzig 3. Bochum getting on the score sheet at least, but that game kicked off at 2:30. We're into the second half, and it was 3-0 at half-time to Leipzig. Orban on 10 minutes, Noosa on 13 minutes, and Baumgartner on 22 minutes made it 0-3 at half-time. But Bordeaux on 48 minutes has just pulled one back for Bochum. Tamworth 2, Boston United 0. It was Thomas McGlinchey on 36 minutes, doubling Tamworth's lead. And Lewes 0, Horsham FC 1. Hampton and Richmond 1, Tonbridge 0. Heading towards half-time now. Yeah, that's a big game at tea time, isn't it? Coming up, Arsenal and Aston Villa. I've got a date in a hot tub with a hot blonde about 5:30. Frankie James. Yum, yum, yum. So I'll be recording that and watching it later. More goals in Northern Ireland. Ards 4, Armagh 2. And Annan 0, Inverness 1. That was one of my games, so I need another couple of goals in that game. So many goals in this Northern Irish Championship game. 6 in the first half, and we've still got 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Could be another couple of goals there. Annan Athletic 0, Inverness Cali Thistle 1. It was Alfie Babbage on 40 minutes, giving Inverness Cali the lead. Lowestoft 1, Stourbridge 0. Cremonese 2, Cosenza 1, Leek 2, Lancaster 0. Time for a drink, I think. It's fast and furious. Enfield Town 0, Bath 1, Oldham 1, Aldershot 0, and Bristol Rovers 1, Barnsley 0. Goal scorers to follow there. Newington 0, Anna 2. Still 0-0 between Coventry and Bristol City. And Bristol Rovers 1, Barnsley 0. It was Gatlin or Donker on 41 minutes, giving Bristol Rovers the lead. Is it Bristol Rovers or Bristol City that are the... I didn't want to press that button, apologies. It might go a bit bonky for a minute. Newington 0, Anna 2, Leamington 2, Darlington 1. Darlington getting on the score sheet at least. Oh, don't do this. Don't open. Press the wrong button there. Coleraine 0, Crusaders 1, and Broxburn 0. United 2, Jay Henderson with the 38th minute penalty, doubling United's lead. That's the issue, right. That's it, I should do it. Hopefully we'll buffer now, perfect. Right. Coleraine 0, Crusaders 1. We did that one. And Oldham 1, Aldershot 0. It was Manny Month on 41 minutes, putting Oldham into the lead. Over in Germany is Holstein Kiel 0, Hoffenheim 3. And up here, big game of the day for Empire Maker. It's still 0-0. AFC Wimbledon 0, Tranmere 0. Well, that didn't last long. It's now Oldham 1, Aldershot 1. Manny Munt's 41st minute goal didn't do very much because they've just equalised, have Aldershot. Goal scorer to follow. Cove Rangers 1, Forfar Athletic 0. Lewes 0, Horsham FC 2. Hastings 1, Cray Wanderers 2. Hastings getting on the score sheet at least, but still trailing. Cove Rangers 1, Forfar 0. It was Adam Emsley on 43 minutes giving Cove Rangers the lead. And Dunfermline 2, Stenhousemuir 0. Goal scorer to follow. I watched yesterday, this were cracker. They played a mid-season friendly. Season doesn't restart until the 15th of February. And they lost 1-2. Decent performance, created loads of chances and what have you. Some nightmare defending though at the back, trying to play it out with the keeper. Almost cost them 2 goals. So they need to work on that. If they're going to take that into the league, trust me, the Ultras aren't going to stand for that much. Shocking. Dunfermline 2, Stenhousemuir 0. Did that one. King Power Stadium, it's still Leicester 0, Fulham 0. And Wingate and Finchley 1, Dartford 2. Wingate and Finchley on the score sheet though at least. It was Oldham 1, Aldershot 1. Josh Barrett on 44 minutes, getting Aldershot back on level terms there. Ewan Otto on 41 minutes, scoring Dunfermline's second against Stenhousemuir. Rotherham 2, Charlton 1. Miles Leeburn on 45 minutes, getting Charlton on the score sheet, but they still trail 2-1. Ross County 0, Livingston 1. Robbie Muirhead with a 46th minute penalty, giving Livingston the lead. That 46 minutes meaning 1 minute of added on time at the end of the first half. Not an early kickoff or anything like that. Rotherham 2, Charlton 1. Hanwell Town 1, Tiverton 1. And Chorley 1, Scunthorpe 1. Scunthorpe back on level terms. Guiseley 1, Basford 0. It's half time. West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 0. Lots of half-time scores coming in now. And Chorley 1, Scunthorpe 1. Scunthorpe levelling things up there in the 44th minute. Guiseley 1, Basford 0. And it is Workington 2, Matlock 1. Matlock pulling one back there, but they still trail. Brentford 0, Liverpool 0. Half-time. Braintree 1, Solihull Moors 0. That's half-time. And that's interesting. Bochum 2, RB Leipzig 3. Bochum pulling a couple back there. It was 3-0 at half-time to Leipzig, but Bochum trying to bring themselves back in that game there. Ilkeston 2, Morpeth 0, and Birmingham 1, Exeter City 0. Ethan Laird in the second minute of added on time at the end of the first half, putting Birmingham into the lead. And just before half time, it's now Redditch 1, Kettering 0. Salford losing against Fleetwood 0-2. A couple of early-ish goals for Fleetwood. And it's half time now. And Oldham 1, Aldershot 2. So a turnaround there for Aldershot. Just confirmation of League 2, AFC Wimbledon 0, Tranmere 0. A nervy second half coming up if you're a Tranmere fan. Empire Maker. And just before half time, Queen's Park 1, Montrose 0. Goal scorer to follow there. Yeah, Birmingham unbeaten at home this season, so Exeter are up against it. Cremonese 3, Cosenza 1. Cremonese pulling away there. And it was Queen's Park 1, Montrose 0. It was Liam McLeish 1 minute into added on time at the end of the first half, putting Queen's Park into the lead there. Still waiting for Aldershot's scorer against Oldham to come through. What a crazy first half that's been. It was Barrett 3 minutes into added on time at the end of the first half there. A brace for him, putting Aldershot in the lead now against Oldham. Oldham took the lead on 41 minutes through Month, but just 3 minutes later Barrett equalised, and Barrett just before 3 minutes into added on time at the end of the first half gave Aldershot the lead. So a big turnaround there. Mallow 0, Plymouth Parkway 2. Big result for Plymouth Parkway if they can hold on. They've no problem scoring Plymouth Parkway. Keeping a clean sheet, that's a different matter. Folkestone 2, Canvey 0. And it's now just before half time, Rotherham 3, Charlton 1. Goal scorer to follow. It was Zach Jules 4 minutes into added on time at the end of the first half, making it Rotherham 3, Charlton 1. And it is now a final result coming in there. Cremonese 3, Cosenza 1. I did that stream yesterday, Wisła Krakow, playing in a mid-season friendly. And what I did afterwards, I put together a montage of, just for my own use, a montage of Wisła Krakow's goals and games, which you can see behind me. If you've never been watching Wisła Krakow, go watch them. It's about £10 to get in. If you want VIP seats, it's 50 quid or something like that. But fantastic atmosphere, fantastic games as well. But so I uploaded it to YouTube for my own use, and it came up with blocked worldwide. I thought, well, it's private anyway, so, well, there we go. Bochum, the comeback is on. Bochum 3, RB Leipzig 3. RB Leipzig winning 3-0 at half-time. Bochum pulled back onto level terms there now. Yeah, so I uploaded it to YouTube for myself, and it came up with blocked worldwide, copyright material found. So I thought, well, there's nothing copyrighted there. So I went to have a look at the details of what was copyrighted, and it said there was a game, there was footage of, I think it was West Ham and Sunderland. I think they got that one a little bit wrong, and the 12 seconds that was in the video that's playing behind me was actually, it was Wisła Krakow playing, I'm not sure if it was Ruch Chorzów or not. It might have been Ruch Chorzów. Where they get West Ham and Sunderland from, I don't know. And the other thing is, it's also looped. So I think there's 45 minutes of highlights that's looped about 3 times, so it can just run through the stream. And they only wanted that 12-second piece. So if you want that 12-second piece, why do you not want it where it's looped through the upload? I think they've had a bit of a glitch in the matrix over at YouTube there. Let's have a look who's scored for Bochum, getting them back on level terms. It might have come through now. It has indeed. It has indeed. What a game that is. So, Leipzig had a goal disallowed on 8 minutes for offside, VAR. Orban put them into the lead on 10 minutes. Noosa on 13 minutes doubled the lead, and then Baumgartner on 22 minutes made it 0-3 to Leipzig. After half-time, Bordeaux made it 1-3. Then Bordeaux on 57 minutes made it 2-3. And Bordeaux on 61 minutes has made it 3-3 from the penalty spot. So he's got a hat-trick, and it's all square there in the German Bundesliga. Bochum 3, RB Leipzig 3. Bayern Munich 3, Wolfsburg 1. Will this goal stand? It should have been this score 20 odd minutes ago, ruled out by VAR. Whilst things stand, Bayern Munich pulling away. It has finished. Cittadella 1, Mantova 2 over in Italy. That's a final. And another final score is Northampton 0, Lincoln 1. That is a full-time score, and it was Darikwa on 38 minutes who has secured all 3 points for Lincoln. Final score over in Italy, it's Bologna 3, Monza 1. Monza took the lead in that game on 4 minutes through Maldini. God, there's a name blast from the past. However, 22 minutes Castro levelled things up, and Odegaard on 34 minutes made it 3-1 to Bologna. In the second half, just a solitary goal from Orsolini, making it 3-1 to Bologna. And we've got PSV are back on level terms. Over in the Eredivisie, it's Zwolle 1, PSV 1. Zwolle took the lead on 2 minutes through Krastev. On 25 minutes, Bakayoko has levelled things up for PSV. That would have been a little bit of a shock for PSV, that, because being top of the league, Zwolle are just outside, well, 5 points outside the drop zone. "26 minutes gone in that game, and it is Salernitana 2, Reggiana 1. Salernitana taking the lead there, and Reggiana down to 10 men. Ignaciti on 50 minutes getting his marching orders. It was currently 0-0 at that time. However, Reggiana took the lead not long after, just 2 minutes from Vido. But 76 minutes, Bron made it 1-1. And, oh my word, that's really going to sting. 10 minutes into added on time at the end of the match, Salernitana got a penalty that was put in by Seri. Ooh, that'll sting if it stays that way, and it looks like it will, and it has. It's just finished now. That'll be a horrible bus journey home for Reggiana. Have a quick look. Yeah, everything's closed now for half time pretty much in the UK. That's a point. I've got to have a look at that as well. Hopefully that won't go off. Just a little bit of housekeeping to do. Quick shout out as well, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. Do need to get some more subscribers, get the live chat going a little bit more. It's normally just me and Empire Maker in there, but everybody's welcome. It's a friendly old place. United Kingdom. If you're watching this on catch up, not as live, leave us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. How is your team getting on? Hopefully that comes back now. There we go. And hopefully everything's all right with the volumes as well. I didn't check that actually. Eldens 0, Cadiz 2. Might just go off a second once. Testing to there we are. That's okay. Everything's all right with the volumes. Just looking at Gary Neville, he'll be talking about Dennis Law, who passed away sadly yesterday at the age of 84. Been struggling for a few years, hadn't he, with dementia? So his family said at last he is at peace. It's a dreadful. It's a dreadful illness, isn't it? Dementia and Alzheimer's, you know, awful. Santa Clara 0, Estoril 2. One thing's for sure, Dennis Law will be remembered by both City fans and United fans. And early in the second half, it's now Walsall 2, MK Dons 1. MK Dons taking the lead in that match, getting pegged back though. And now early in the second half, they are behind. No surprise, Walsall going great guns. Goal scorer to follow as soon as it comes through. Odense 0, Cadiz 3. Cadiz pulling away there now. It was 46 minutes. Liam Gordon making it Walsall 2, MK Dons 1. Just looking at the standings in League 2. Walsall, they'll increase their lead. Crew, who are in second on 44 points and currently drawing with Morecambe, who are in the bottom two, by the way. It's currently 0-0. And Walsall would move 14 points clear at the top. Smashing it, aren't they, Walsall? Well, it's toasty warm in here now. I lit a fire just before we came on air, and it's toasty warm. That's how we like it. Peterhead 2, Stirling 2. And Portsmouth 0, Middlesbrough 1. Portsmouth struggling, aren't they? Not doing fantastically well. And in the Premiership, West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 1. It was Callum Crane on 49 minutes getting Stirling Albion back on level terms with Peterhead, 2-2 there. And Portsmouth 0, Middlesbrough 1. It was that man, Emmanuel Latte-Lath, on 30 minutes. Putting Middlesbrough into the lead. Was there a delayed kick-off there? Mateta on 48 minutes has given Palace the lead at West Ham. Chesham 1, Maidstone 0. Why is that saying 30 minutes from Middlesbrough and Portsmouth? What was the delay there? Because it's still the first half. Let's have a look. Why the delay? Why the delay? The players are out and the match is about to start. Why was, if anybody knows, send us a message, will you? Let us know. Oh, big goal, big goal. Needham Market 1, Radcliffe 0. Hibernian 2, Clydebank 0. Milotnikov on 46 minutes, doubling Hibernian's lead. Empire Maker, AFC Wimbledon 1, Tranmere 0. Neufville on 48 minutes, giving Wimbledon the lead. He'll be devastated with that, will Empire Maker. AFC Tottenham 0, Gosport 1. Leicester 0, Fulham 1. And Hamilton 1, Musselburgh 1. Musselburgh getting back on level terms there. Dunfermline 3, Stenhousemuir 0. Dunfermline pulling away. And Kings Lynn 1, Marine 1. Marine back on level terms. It was Emile Smith-Rowe on 48 minutes getting Fulham back on level terms. And Lewis McCann on 46 minutes getting Dunfermline's third against Stenhousemuir. Hamilton Accies 1, Musselburgh 1. Jamie Todd on 49 minutes getting Musselburgh back level. And who's going to be on the score sheet for Marine levelling things up there? Has it come through yet? No. Hughes put Kings Lynn into the lead on 10 minutes. But Marine just after half time on 48 minutes have drawn level. And the goal scorer is, I'm going to stay with that. And I'm going to leave that up until the goal scorer comes through. Josh Neufville on 48 minutes. AFC Wimbledon 1, Tranmere 0. I can see Empire Maker now with his head in his hands. Prescott 1, Worksop 1. Worksop getting back level there. And Santa Clara 1, Estoril 2. Santa Clara possibly giving themselves a lifeline. Chorley have taken the lead again against Scunthorpe. Chorley 2, Scunthorpe 1. And I can't wait any longer for Kings Lynn and Marine. Marine scorer, we'll try and get you later. Cliftonville 1, Loughgall 0. Annan 0, Inverness 2. Keith Bray on 49 minutes, doubling Inverness Callie's lead there. Cray Valley 3, Bognor Regis 0. And this is a shock. Zwolle 2, PSV 1. PSV would have been expecting 3 points today, that's for sure. And De Jong missed a penalty on the 31st minute for PSV after they got back level. But 38 minutes now, and Krastev has put Zwolle into the lead against PSV. Go figure. PSV top on 46 points. Zwolle just outside the drop zone. Well, 7 points outside it, but not exactly ripping up any trees and in the bottom half of the table. Bristol Rovers going great guns today. Bristol Rovers 2, Barnsley 0. And at Fratton Park it's still Portsmouth 0, Middlesbrough 1, Lath on 30 minutes. Why is that game delayed? Somebody must know. Bristol Rovers' second goal scorer was Isak Hutchinson on 52 minutes. Bristol Rovers 2, Barnsley 0. Oldham 1, Aldershot 3. Oldham taking the lead there in the first half, but Aldershot coming back now and running away with it currently. Goal scorer to follow. And Spennymoor 2, Rushall 0. Chesham 2, Maidstone 0. Hashtag 1, Dover 0. What was Hashtag's original name? It must have been an original name, surely. And then somebody's changed it to Hashtag. Just saying now, if Tranmere lose away from home, it'll be the 7th defeat in a row away from home. Limavady 0, Limavady 3. Limavady 3. Dundela 0. G-Tech Community Stadium, it's still Brentford 0, Liverpool 0. Ashton United 3, Whitby 0, and Stevenage 0, Wigan 1. Goal scorers to follow. I'd normally be now nibbling on my KP nuts or something like that, but I'm on a diet still. So no snackaroonies for Jimmy James. Holston Kiel 1, Hoffenheim 3. Holston Kiel pulling one back there and getting on the score sheet, but could be too little too late. It was Dale Taylor on 55 minutes putting Wigan into the lead away at Stevenage. Let's have a look how my old bet's doing. Can't be doing that well because cash out value is too low. Who's letting me down so far? Oxford and Blackburn still 0-0. Coventry, Bristol City still 0-0. Morecambe and Crewe still 0-0. Forest Green and Rochdale still 0-0. Annan, Inverness, Calais. No, that's okay. Chippenham and Salisbury 0-0. Too many 0-0s there. Don't they know I want the money? Tell you what I didn't do as well today. Stupid lad. Jimmy James. Didn't put my Super 6 on. Crazy. Free to enter and I didn't put it on. Stuttgart 4, Freiburg 0 and St Albans 1, Torquay 1. Torquay getting back on level terms there. That's in the English National League South. It was Grant on 6 minutes who put St Albans into the lead. Torquay back on level terms now on 53 minutes. It was Dale Taylor on 55 minutes putting Wigan into the lead, if I forgot to do that one. A goal scorer for Torquay, that's to follow. Billericay 2, Dulwich Hamlet 0. Ross County 1, Livingston 1. Ross County getting back on level terms there. Prescott 1, Worksop 2. And Spennymoor 3, Rushall 0. Spalding United 3, Stratford 0. And Needham Market 1, Radcliffe 1. Radcliffe, big game at the bottom there. 1-1. Ross County 1, Livingston 1. It was Noah Chilvers on 56 minutes getting Ross County back on level terms. And Wickham have just taken the lead at Mansfield. Haaland and Wolf Welders 4. Ballina Mallard 0. And Broxburn Athletic 0, 3. It's in the Scottish Cup. Sheffield United have got a penalty. They currently lead 1-0 against Norwich. Burrows on 22 minutes, putting Sheffield United into the lead. Penalty is due to be taken. Heidenheim 1, St Pauli 1. Heidenheim getting back on level terms there. Richard Cohn on 57 minutes, the goal scorer for Wimbledon. Jay Henderson on 52 minutes, getting United's third away at Broxburn Athletic in the Cup. Currently winning 3-0. And it is Sheffield United 2, Norwich 0. That penalty was converted. Redditch 1, Kettering 1. Kettering getting back level, and now Redditch 1, Kettering 2. Two quick goals there for the away side. Harrison Burrows it was on 59 minutes with Sheffield United's penalty. And now Redditch 2, Kettering 2, Kidderminster 1, Warrington 0, Gainsborough 0, Macclesfield 3, Matlock, it's Workington 3, Matlock 1, Workington pulling away there. And it was Josh Barrett on 51 minutes, giving Aldershot a 3-1 lead away at Oldham. Oldham taking the lead there, but a Josh Barrett hat-trick looks like it's going to put them to the sword. Bari 1, Brescian 0 over in Italy, and Taunton 1, Wimborne 1. Taunton back on level terms now. Kings Lynn have taken the lead against Marine. It's Kings Lynn 2, Marine 1. Rotherham 4, Charlton 1. Blimey, Rotherham are going great guns. Spennymoor 4, Rushall 0. Queen's Park 1, Montrose 1. We'll send the goal scorer over there very shortly. It was Blur Lions on 56 minutes levelling things up for Montrose in the Scottish Cup. Currently Queen's Park 1, Montrose 1. And Malik Wilkes on 53 minutes getting Rotherham's 4th against Charlton. Rotherham 4, Charlton 1. Ross County 1, Livingston 1. It was Jordan White on 56 minutes getting Ross County back on level terms in the 4th round of the Cup. And Portadown have pulled one back against Linfield, but it's still Portadown 1, Linfield 3. If you're watching this and you want to zoom in on your team on any of these match animations, courtesy of AI Score, thank you very much AI Score for your permission to use your animations. Zoom in. That's all you've got to do. Zoom in. And don't hit your microphone. Let's have a look how my bet's going. After I've just given you this update, it's now Hibernian 3, Clydebank 0. Goal scorer to follow. And Walton and Hersham he equalised against Hungerford. It's now 1-1. Martin Boyle on 59 minutes getting Hibernian's 3rd against Clydebank. And Hendon 0, Cal Sholton 1. Truro 0, Aveley 1. Ross County 1, Livingston 2. So Ross County had pulled level through that Jordan White 56-minute equaliser. But Livingston take the lead again. Goal scorer to follow. Coventry 1, Bristol City 0. Brandon Thomas Asante on 62 minutes giving Coventry the lead. And Walking 1, Ebbsfleet 0. Hashtag 2, Dover 0. League 2, Lancaster 1. Lancaster pulling one back there. Coventry 1, Bristol City 0. We've just done that one. And Heidenheim 0, St Pauli 1. After a VAR, Heidenheim's equaliser has been ruled out. And not only that, it's now Heidenheim 0, St Pauli 2. So after being on level terms, so they thought, Heidenheim, they're now 2 goals behind. Ashton United 4, Whitby 0. It's now half time, Portsmouth 0, Middlesbrough 1. Yeah, I'm not sure why that game was a late start. It wasn't scheduled to be. It should have been a 3 o'clock kickoff. So whether there was a medical emergency in the crowd, who knows? It was Christian Montano on 62 minutes, getting Livingston back in the lead. Ross County 1, Livingston 2. Queen's Park 1, Montrose 2. Blur Lions on 60 minutes, putting Montrose into the lead. Spennymoor 5, Rushall 0. Truro 1, Aveley 1. Prescott 2, Worksop 2. Prescott back on level terms now. And Wealdstone 1, Hartlepool 1. Wealdstone back level. Chorley 2, Scunthorpe 2. Scunthorpe getting back on level terms again. 2-2 there. And Southend 1, Barnet 2. Southend getting on the score sheet, but still trailing Barnet. Who else is letting me down on my coupon? It was Sam Smith on 61 minutes. Stockport were leading 2-0 there, and Smith on 61 minutes pulled one back. But they were supposed to be level according to either Sky's wrong or Flash goes wrong. Southend 1, Barnet 0, Legans 1, Atletico Madrid 0. Walsall 3, MK Dons 1. Wealdstone 0, Hartlepool 1. That's a correction, so Wealdstone's goal was ruled out. And now it's saying Wealdstone 1, Hartlepool 1. We'll find out later. Curzon Ashton 0, Brackley Town 1. Cheshunt 1, Whitehawk 2. Reading 1, Stockport County 2. Sam Smith, so I'm assuming that was an error, and it is 1-2 to Stockport County. Accrington 0, Notts County 3, and another score correction, Wealdstone 0, Hartlepool 1. St Ives 1, Bedford 1, St Ives getting back on level terms, and it's finished. Stuttgart 4, Freiburg 0. David McGoldrick on 63 minutes with Notts County's 3rd, away at Accrington. Accrington 0, Notts County 3. And Harry Williams on 66 minutes has made it Walsall 3, MK Dons 1. MK Dons taking the lead early on, but Walsall's class this season has shone through and they've taken a 3-1 lead. Stockton 1, Bamber Bridge 1. Stockton getting back level there. And Morecambe 0, Crewe 1. Chris Long on 68 minutes. Making it Morecambe 0, Crewe 1. London Stadium, it's still West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 1. Mateta on 48 minutes, giving Palace the lead there. And Oxford United 1, Blackburn 0. Will it stand this time? We'll find out. It didn't in the first half, it was ruled out for whatever reason. Paddington Waterlooville 0, Merthyr Town 1. And it is Cameron Brannigan on 67 minutes getting Oxford's opener that counts. That was one of the games on my coupon as well. Heidenheim 0, St Pauli 2. That is a final result. And how's my bet going? Who's letting me down now? Who's letting me down? Forest Green and Rochdale. Come on, sort yourselves out. People have paid good money to come and watch you. Barnsley have pulled one back on 67 minutes through Josh Earl, but it's still Bristol Rovers 2, Barnsley 1. Port Vale are level with Newport. It is now 2-2. Jayden Stockley on 62 minutes getting the home side level. Chippenham and Salisbury. Come on, 0-0 still. Get some goals. What's wrong with you? Your supporters have paid good money to watch the ball in the back of the net, and it's on my coupon. Tamworth 3, Boston United 0, Derby 0, Watford 2. Edo Kayembe on 66 minutes, doubling Watford's lead. Mansfield, who have levelled things up against Wickham, it is now 1-1. And Gloucester 1, Sholing 1. Sholing getting level. Bristol Rovers 2, Barnsley 1. We've done that. Port Vale 2, Newport 2. We have done that. Who got the equaliser for Mansfield? Mansfield 1, Wickham 1. It was Lucas Atkins on 68 minutes. And it is now Leicester 0, Fulham 2. Adam Traore on 68 minutes, doubling Fulham's lead. Got his work cut out, Ruud van Nistelrooy at Leicester, that is for sure. Fulham are a good side though this season. Solid and can score. Port Vale 2, Newport 2, we've done that. Jayden Stockley equalising. St Ives 2, Bedford 1. St Ives taking the lead there, and it has finished Bayern Munich 3, Wolfsburg 2. No comeback on the day for Wolfsburg. Still Derby 0, Watford 2. Loser on 4 minutes and Kayemba on 66 minutes with Watford's 2 goals. Harriet Pryor reporting for Sky. She is good, huh? I've got to say. Because it ain't easy. And it's now finished. Bochum 3, RB Leipzig 3. RB Leipzig 3-0 up at half time. And couldn't hold on to it. That'll please Empire Maker. He doesn't like anything Red Bull. 3-3. Good second half for Bochum. And Broxburn 0. United 4. That's in the Scottish Cup. United going great guns away from home. And it was Mark McKenzie on 65 minutes with United's 4th. Reading 1, Stockport County 3. And Tamworth 3, Boston United 0. Ben Milnes, on 66 minutes, getting Tamworth 3rd. Reading 1, Stockport County 3. Goal scorer to follow, and Folkestone 3, Canvey 1. Chichester 1, Bowers and Pitsea 0. West Brom 1, Stoke 1. West Brom getting back on level terms there. It was Jack Diamond on 68 minutes getting Stockport's 3rd. Reading 1, Stockport 3. And it has finished Holston Kiel 1, Hoffenheim 3. Grady Diangana on 71 minutes getting West Brom's equaliser against Stoke. Currently 1-1 there. And Hereford 0, Southport 1. Eastleigh 1, Altrincham 2. Altrincham taking the lead. Forest Green 1, Rochdale 0. And Chester 1, Alfreton 0. Let's have a look at my coupon. Yeah, I still need more goals. More goals. Oh, that's good though. Forest Green was one of my matches. That might open up the floodgates now. Still waiting on Chippenham and Salisbury City. What is wrong with you? Come on. Get the ball in the net. Give the fans something to cheer about on a cool Saturday afternoon. There's only one thing worse than a 0-0. 2 0-0s. Jensen Weir for Wigan. 73 minutes. He's not scored. He's been a naughty boy. He's been sent off for serious foul play. Chester 1, Alfreton 1. Woking 1, Ebbsfleet 1. Ebbsfleet back on level terms. And Elgin City 0, Aberdeen 2. Goal scorer to follow. Crawley 1, Burton 1. Crawley getting back level. Bamber Bridge are leading away at Stockton by 1-2 now. And Ilkeston 2, Morpeth 1. Morpeth's pulling one back, but still trailing. And Peterhead 3, Stirling 2. Peterhead taking the lead. Ross County 2, Livingston 2. Ross County getting back on level terms. And Broxburn 0, United 5. It was Duck on 72 minutes getting Aberdeen's second. Kieran Shanks on 75 minutes getting Peterhead's third, putting them in the lead against Stirling Albion 3 goals to 2. And Ashton United 5, Whitby 0. Folkestone 4, Canvey 1. And George Oakley on 69 minutes got United's 5th. Broxburn 0, United 5. That's in the Scottish Cup, of course. Southend 0, Barnet 3. And in Portugal, Eldense 0. In Spain, sorry, Eldense 0, Cadiz 4. Truro 2, Aveley 1. Truro were losing by a goal to 0, but they've come back to take the lead. 2-1 there. Ross County 2, Livingston 2, Ronan Hale on 73 minutes getting Ross County back level. And Woking 1, Ebbsfleet 1. George Monker on 74 minutes pulling Ebbsfleet back on level terms there. Workington 3, Matlock 2. And Broxburn 0, United 6. Turning into a little bit of a horror show, this cup match for Broxburn. St Albans 1, Torquay 2 now. And Ashton United 6, Whitby 0. It's between Broxburn and Whitby, who's going to have the worst result of the day, both losing by 6 goals to 0 at the moment. Dorchester have taken the lead against Bracknell. It's now 1-0. And Jake Clasty on 70 minutes getting a United 6th. Liam Sercombe on 71 minutes putting Forest Green in the lead against Rochdale, 1 goal to 0. And Southend 0, Barnet 3. Danny Collins on 74 minutes with Barnet's third. Speaking of thirds, it is now Dumbarton 0, Erdrionians 3. Chris Mockery on 74 minutes for Erdrionians. Come on, Erdrionians. Take this form into the league. Excuse me. They're having a shocker, aren't they, though, in the league? I think they've only got 6 points or something like that. Hereford have pulled level with Southport. Hereford 1, Southport 1. And it's still at the London Stadium. 77 minutes gone. West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 1. Mateta just after half time on 48 minutes putting Crystal Palace into the lead. Queen of the South 1, St Mirren 2. So Queen of the South pulling one back there. Ashton United 5, Whitby 0. That is a score correction, so the 6th goal for Ashton was ruled out. And Ilkeston 2, Morpeth 0. Morpeth getting back on level terms. G-Tech Community Stadium still Brentford 0, Liverpool 0. 77 minutes gone there. No doubt Arsenal fans, Nottingham Forest fans, you'll all be hoping that Brentford can do you a favour and at least take a couple of points off Liverpool. Enfield Town 1, Bath 1. Enfield getting back level. Queen of the South 1, St Mirren 2. It was Brennan Dickinson on 75 minutes for Queen of the South, putting them on the score sheet at least. Lyle Robert Booth, Elgin City, he's been sent off on 77 minutes, foul and abusive language. Parents will be proud of you. Stockton 2, Bamber Bridge 2. Stockton back level. And Dumbarton 0, Erdrionians 4. What's going on? Lens 1, PSG 0, and St Albans 1, Torquay 1. That is a score correction. Torquay's second ruled out. So still all square there. Kenilworth Road, it's still Luton 0, Preston 0. It was Ben Wilson on 76 minutes getting Adrionians 4. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Form is temporary, class is permanent. West Ham have had a player sent off there. Konstantinos Mavropanos, West Ham. 80 minutes, second bookable offence. So they're not only losing by 0-1 to Palace, they're a man down as well now, West Ham. Lentoran 0 against Larne. That match has been abandoned. AFC Totton 1, Gosport 1. Totton back level. Newington 0 and R 3 now. Just having a quick look why that game has been abandoned. Should have been a 3 o'clock kickoff. I can only assume it's weather related or I don't know, power cut. Either way, it's called off. Spennymoor 6, Rushall 0. Newington 0 and R3. And Walsall 4, MK Dons 1. Normal service resumed now, isn't it, with Walsall? Workington 4, Matlock 2. There's a few 6-goalers around today, team scoring 6. Well, one of them was ruled out actually, but we've still got 2, possibly 3. Chelmsford 2, Hornchurch 0. Ballyclare 2, Institute 2. And Hendon 0, Carshalton 2. It was Albert Adoma on 81 minutes getting Walsall's 4th against MK Dons. If you're joining us late, MK Dons took an early lead there, but Walsall, they've come roaring back and put MK Dons in the place. And it's still Chippenham 0, Salisbury City 0. Ruining my coupon, you. Hendon 0, Carshalton 2. Cove Rangers 2, Forfar Athletic 0. Empire Maker, Ilkeston 3, Morpeth 2. Ilkeston taking the lead. AFC Wimbledon 2, Tranmere 0. Matt Stevens with an 81st minute penalty, doubling Wimbledon's lead. Empire Maker will be having a day off work on Monday. He's not going to go in. He's going to be feeling ill, I think. His work colleague supports Wimbledon. Port Vale 3, Newport 2. Gainsborough 0, Macclesfield 4. Broxburn 0, United 7. And Stevenage 1, Wigan 1. Stevenage getting back on level terms. Who was the 7th goal scorer for It was Dylan Wattret on 77 minutes. Broxburn, they'll be hoping the referee's going to blow the whistle early. That's in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. Headley on 77 minutes put Port Vale into the lead, 3-2 against Newport. Cove Rangers 2, Forfar 0. Miles Gaffney on 80 minutes, doubling Cove Rangers' lead. Leave me a comment as well. Let me know what if you're liking the tickers along the bottom. How you getting on with the site? Anything you want us to add? Anything you want us to take away? Can't be much more to take away, apart from Jimmy James. AFC Telford 1, Stamford 0. Hampton and Richmond 2, Tonbridge 0. Chester 2, Alfreton 0. AFC Totton 2, Gosport 1. AFC Totton taking the lead there. And Walsall 4, MK Dons 2. So maybe MK Dons haven't thrown the towel in yet, pulling one back. It was Dan Kemp on 83 minutes, made it Stevenage 1, Wigan 1. Dorking 0, Western Supermare 2. I'll send you the MK Don scorer over very shortly. Like now, Kane, Thompson, Sommers on 85 minutes. Where's all these double-barreled names come from? When I was a kid, you only had a double-barreled name if you were a royalty or a lord or something. And believe it or not, I am an official lord. Only one that one of my sons bought me, you know, as a gift, where you buy that piece of land and it makes you a lord. You don't have any entitlement to it, but you do get the title of lord. Lord Jimmy James. Dorking 0, Weston-super-Mare 2, we've done that. Folkestone 4, Canvey 2. Canvey trying hard there to get back on level terms, but still trailing. And Lowestoft 1, Stourbridge 1. Stourbridge have got back on level terms. Chippenham 0, Salisbury 1. That's one on me coupon. Come on! Come on! Let's get going. Let's get motoring. Let's hope now there's a push for an equaliser and it all starts going. It all starts kicking off. Who else is letting me down? 2 minutes to count. It's Walking 1, Ebbsfleet 1. Akinola with a 74-minute own goal. And Kouassi for Salford. Second bookable offence. 85 minutes, rounding off a horrible day for Salford. Bristol Rovers 3, Barnsley 1. Sotiriou on 85 minutes. Means Barnsley are pulling away. Redditch 3, Kettering 2, Limavady 4, Dundee at 0, St Ives 2, Bedford 2, Bedford back level, and Buxton 1, Peterborough Sports 3, Peterborough Sports pulling away. Tell you what else I need another couple of goals in as well, the Premiership game. West Ham and Palace. Oh, they've got a penalty as well, so that could be a good help. Buxton 1, Peterborough Sports 3. Wealdstone 1, Hartlepool 1. Will this stand this time? It looks like it will. So we'll say 1-1, Hartlepool away at Wealdstone. Hendon 0, Carshalton 3. York City 1, Sutton 2. York City pulling one back there, but still trailing. And St Ives 2, Bedford 1. Bedford pulling one back, but... Oh, correction, hang on a minute. St Ives 1, Bedford 2. St Ives have pulled one back, but still trail. Bedford. And there's been another goal. There's something gone wrong here with this. We'll let it all calm down and then we'll give you... It looks like it's St Ives 1, Bedford 2. Bedford taking the lead. No doubt it'll sort itself out in a minute. Mansfield 1, Wickham 2. And Swindon 2, Barrow 0. Goal scorers to follow. Penalty coming up here for Crystal Palace. Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 1. Portsmouth need a result, don't they? Almost saved it there, Fabianski, but he hasn't. It's Palace 2, West Ham 0. And it gets worse for Tranmere. Declan Drysdale for Tranmere sent off. Second bookable offence. Matt Ritchie on 54 minutes getting Portsmouth back level with Middlesbrough. And Boldugin on 86 minutes has got Wealdstone level with Hartlepool. It was Mateta with an 89th minute penalty, making it West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 2. And Harry Smith has made it Swindon 2, Barrow 0 on 87 minutes. Dumbarton 0, Erdrionians 5. Come on, Adrionians. Barry 1, Brescia 1. Brescia getting level there. Royston 0, Harborough 2. And it was Gareth McCleary on 87 minutes, making it Mansfield 1, Wickham 2. Annan 0, Inverness 3. And Craig Watson getting Adrionians 5th, 86 minutes. AFC Telford 2, Stamford 0, Hamilton 2, Musselburgh 1. It was Billy Mackay from the penalty spot in the 87th minute getting Inverness's 3rd against Annan. St Ives 2, Bedford 2, St Ives back level. York 1, Sutton 2. Akinyemi on 83 minutes getting York on the score sheet, but they still trail by 1-2. And who was it with Hamilton Accies? It was Sean McGinty on 89 minutes. Made it Hamilton Academicals 2 now. Musselburgh 1. That's in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. As far as I know, it's still Brentford. Yeah, it is still Brentford 0, Liverpool 0. That's a game I thought there would have been goals in today, I've got to be honest, but just goes to show. It's a funny old game. It's all gone quiet. Oh, there's been a goal. Oh, when it's your season, it's your season. Brentford 0, Liverpool 1. FC United 2, Blythe 1. Blythe getting on the score sheet, but still trailing. And it's that man, Darwin Núñez. 1 minute into added on time, making it Brentford 0, Liverpool 1. Talking of Núñez moving on, isn't there, in the transfer market? And it's now Bolton Wanderers 2, Cambridge United 2. Bolton getting back level again. But they're having a struggle today at home against Cambridge United. Goal scorer to follow there. Late into injury time now, aren't we? Well, not late into injury time, actually. But into injury time. Bramall Lane still Sheffield United 2, Norwich 0. Burrows with a 22-minute opener and then a 59th minute penalty. And it was Zeno Rossi, a 90th minute own goal, making it Bolton 2, Cambridge 2. It has finished Walsall 4, MK Dons 2, so no comeback for MK Dons after they took an early lead. Winchester 1, Frome 3, Frome pulling away there. And it's finished. Howland and Wolf Welders 4, Ballina-Mallard 0. Lots of final scores coming in now. Elgin City 0, Aberdeen 3. That's not a final score. That is Aberdeen increasing their lead. Goal scorers to follow. There's been another goal. It's gone to Liverpool. Don't panic. Duck on 92 minutes for Aberdeen. That's a brace for him today. Cliftonville 2, Loughgall 0. Cray Valley 4, Bogdan Regis 0. Cray Valley pulling away nicely. Eastleigh 1, Altrincham 3. Eastleigh also pulling away. And they couldn't do it. Dumbarton 1, Erdrionians 5. Erdrionians couldn't just keep a clean sheet. Darwin Núñez scoring again for Liverpool, so a brace in a couple of minutes there for him. Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. Swindon South have scored late against Chertsey. It is 1-0 to Swindon South. And Kings Lynn 3, Marine 1, Kings Lynn pulling away. Queen's Park 2, Montrose 2. Queen's Park getting back level. And Craig McGuffey in the 91st minute ruined Erdrionian's keeper's clean sheet. Dumbarton 1, Erdrionians 5. I'm going to have to turn this volume down on that because it'll start doing me head in now. All the full times coming through. Hopefully we won't miss any goals. Stevenage 1, Wigan 2. A late goal there for Wigan. Stevenage had got back on level terms there, but Wigan look like they're going to take all 3 points. Zach Rudden in the 91st minute getting Queen's Park back on level terms with Montrose. 2-2 there. Theo Asgard, 95th minute. Makes it Stevenage 1, Wigan 2. He's been in good scoring form lately. Asgard in the FA Cup as well for Wigan. And it'll all start going manic now, so stay calm, Jimmy. Just look for the late goals, not for the final results. Because everything starts whizzing across the screen. There we are, a goal. Taunton 1, Wimborne 2. Ilkeston 4, Morpeth 2. Cheshunt 1, Whitehawk 3. Slow down, slow down. Awful day for Salford. They've lost 0-2 to Fleetwood. Apologies if I miss any goals. There's one. Spennymoor 7, Rushall 0. Broxburn 0, 8. And Poole 1, Basingstoke 0. A late goal there for Poole. Hamilton 3, Musselburgh 1. Hamilton pulling away. Jay Henderson with the 90th minute hat-trick for United getting their 8th. Nice peeled for a goal as it whizzes across the screen. Oliver Shaw in the 95th minute making it Hamilton Accies 3, Musselburgh 1. Queen of the South 1, St Mirren 3, St Mirren pulling away there. Goal scorer to follow. I hope you've had your coupon up today. I hope your team won. Or at least put in a good performance if you couldn't manage a victory. Result Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. The goal. Lowestoft 1, Stourbridge 2. Stourbridge taking the lead. Micklehove 1, Warrington Rylands 2. Bromsgrove 0. Leicester 1 with a late goal. Alvechurch 3, Barwell 2. That's a late goal as well. Santa Clara 2, Estoril 2. Santa Clara pulling level late on. It was Boyd Muntz with a 94th minute goal for St Mirren's 3rd. They've seen off Queen of the South pretty much in the Scottish Cup 4th round. Nunes there, saluting the crowd and tapping the badge on his chest. Does that mean he doesn't want to leave, or is he bidding farewell? Who knows? St Andrews still playing. 12 minutes of added on time though due to a head injury to an Exeter player. It's still Birmingham 1, Exeter 0. Probably going to have 16 minutes of stoppage time at least there. Rotherham 4, Charlton 2. Too little too late for Charlton there, pulling a goal back. Goal scorer to follow. And it'll only be a minute or two and we'll start going through the full times. Matt Godden with the consolation goal for Charlton. Queen's Park 2, Montrose 2, full time. Extra time being played there. Keep your eye out for Football Special as well, a recap. That's where we'll go through all the games, all the scores, and give you some stats as well if you need it for your accumulators or your bets. Coleraine 0, Crusaders 2. Crusaders pulling away at the end. One Call Stadium, it's still Mansfield 1, Wickham 2. A late goal there, Gloucester 2, Sholing 1. Gloucester take the lead. And Barry 2, Brescia 1. Barry going ahead. And I think we're almost at 5 o'clock, so I think it's time now to go through the full-time scores. Let's quieten things down for you. Yeah, there's no more goals going through. Right, let's get started. Just get rid of that. Starting with English Premier League. Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 4. Brentford 0, Liverpool 2. Leicester 0, Fulham 2. West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 2. Arsenal and Aston Villa, that's a 5:30 kickoff. English Championship. Cardiff 3, Swansea 0. Millwall 0, Hull 1. Plymouth Argyle 0, QPR 1. Coventry 1, Bristol City 0. Derby 0, Watford 2. Luton 0, Preston North End 0. Oxford United 1, Blackburn 0. Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 1. That's the latest score. In the 65th minute there was a delay to the start. I don't know why. Sheffield United 2, Norwich 0. West Brom 1, Stoke 1. Moving over to England League 1. Blackpool 2, Huddersfield 2. Peterborough 0, Leyton Orient 0. Northampton 0, Lincoln 1. Birmingham 1, Exeter City 0. That's the latest score. Well into injury time there, but lots of injury time being added due to a head injury to an Exeter player. Bolton Wanderers 2, Cambridge United 2. Bristol Rovers 3, Barnsley 1. Crawley 1, Burton 1. Mansfield 1, Wickham 2. Reading 1, Stockport County 3. Rotherham 4, Charlton 2. Stevenage 1, Wigan 2. Moving over to England League 2. Carlisle 0, Bradford City 1. Gillingham 0, Doncaster 1. Accrington 0, Notts County 3. AFC Wimbledon 2, Tranmere 0. Bromley 0, Colchester 1. Grimsby 1, Chesterfield 1. Morecambe 0, Crewe Alexandra 1. Port Vale 3, Newport 2. Salford 0, Fleetwood Town 2. Swindon 2, Barrow 0. Walsall 4, MK Dons 2. Moving on to England, the National League. Braintree 1, Solihull Moors 0. Eastleigh 1, Altrincham 3. FC Halifax, Dagenham and Redbridge, match postponed, frozen pitch. Forest Green 1, Rochdale 0. Oldham 1, Aldershot 3. Southend 0, Barnet 3. Tamworth 3, Boston United 0. Wealdstone 1, Hartlepool 1, Woking 1, Ebbsfleet 1, York City 1, Sutton 2, Maidenhead and AFC Fylde, that's a 5:30 kickoff. England National League North, Buxton 1, Peterborough Sports 3, Chester 2, Alfreton 0, Chorley 2, Scunthorpe 2, Curzon Ashton 0, Brackley Town 1, Hereford 1, Southport 1, Kidderminster 2, Warrington 0, Kings Lynn 3, Marine 1, Leamington 2, Darlington 1, Needham Market 1, Radcliffe 1, postponed, South Shields and Oxford City, Spennymoor 7, Rushall 0. England National League South, Chelmsford 2, Hornchurch 1. That game's still being played, 4 minutes into injury time. Chesham 2, Maidstone 0. Chippenham 0, Salisbury 1. Dorking 1, Weston-super-Mare 2. That game's still being played, 5 minutes into added on time. Enfield Town 1, Bath 1. Farnborough 0, Hemel Hempstead 1. Hampton and Richmond 2, Tonbridge 0. That game's still being played, 7 minutes into injury time. Slough 0, Eastbourne Borough 0. St Albans 1, Torquay United 1. Truro 2, Aveley 1. Welling 0, Boreham Wood 1. Worthing 1, Weymouth 0. England MPL Premier Division, Ashton United 5, Whitby 0. FC United 2, Blythe 1. Gainsborough 0, Macclesfield 4. Guiseley 1, Basford 0. Hebburn Town and Hyde, match postponed. Ilkeston 4, Morpeth 2. Leek 2, Lancaster 1. Mickleover 1, Warrington Rylands 2. Prescott 2, Worksop 2. Stockton 2, Bamber Bridge 2. Workington 4, Matlock 2. England Southern League Premier Central, AFC Telford 2, Stamford 0. Alvechurch 3, Barwell 2. Banbury 0, Bishop Stortford 0. Bromsgrove 0, Leiston 1. Hitchin 3, Biggleswade Town 1. Lowestoft 1, Stourbridge 2. Redditch 3, Kettering 2. That game still being played into injury time. Royston 0, Harborough 2. Spalding United 3, Stratford 0. St Ives 1, Bedford 2. That game still being played into injury time. Sudbury 0, Hales Owen 0. England Southern League Premier South, AFC Totton 2, Gosport 1. Dorchester 1, Bracknell 0. That game still being played into injury time. Gloucester 2, Sholing 1. Hanwell Town 1, Tiverton 1. Havington Waterlooville 0, Merthyr Town 1. Marlow 0, Plymouth Parkway 2. Poole 1, Basingstoke 0. Swindon South 1, Chertsey 0. Taunton 2, Wimborne 2. Walton and Hersham 1, Hungerford 1. Winchester 1, Frome 3. England Eastern League Premier Division, Billericay 2, Dulwich Hamlet 0. Cheshunt 1, Whitehawk 4. Chichester 1, Bowers and Pitsea 0. Cray Valley 4, Bognor Regis 0. Folkestone 4, Canvey 2, Hashtag 2, Dover 1, Hastings 1, Cray Wanderers 2, Hendon 0, Carshalton 3, Blues 0, Horsham FC 2, and just in, Wingate and Finchley 1, Dartford 2. That is now a final score. Moving to Northern Ireland, Premiership. Carrick Rangers 0, Ballymena 0, Cliftonville 2, Loughgall 0, Coleraine 0, Crusaders 2, Glentoran 0, Larne 0. Then that match was abandoned, so check your rules on your coupon. Portadown 1, Linfield 3. Northern Ireland Championship. Ards 4, Armagh 2, Ballyclare 2, Institute 2, Harland and Wolf Welders 4, Ballinamallard 0, Limavady 4, Dundela 0, Newington 0, Anna 3. Moving over to Scotland, League 1. Annan 0, Inverness 3. Scotland League 2. Peterhead 3, Stirling 2. Stranraer 0, East Fife 2. Scottish Cup. Roxburn Athletic 0, Ayr United 8. Cove Rangers 2, Forfar Athletic 0. Dumbarton 1, Erdrieonians 5. Dunfermline 3, Stenhousemuir 0. Elgin City 0, Aberdeen 3. Hamilton 3, Musselburgh 1. Hibernian 3, Clydebank 0. Queen of the South 1, St Mirren 3. Extra time being played between Queen's Park and Montrose. That game finished 2-2 after 90 minutes. It's currently Queen's Park 3, Montrose 2. Ross County and Livingston. That game was 2-2 after 90 minutes. Extra time being played. It's still currently 2-2. St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 0. And Celtic and Kilmarnock, that's a 5:30 kickoff. And that's all from the UK football. There is European football as well, but we'll cover that in our recap in Football Special recap a little bit later on tonight or tomorrow morning. I just want to double check there was no Welsh football being played today. Premier League. No, they were all played yesterday. Just a one game. That was Connors Key 0, Barla 2. Any cup matches? I just don't want to miss any of the Welsh football. No, the next Wales FA Cup, that is February. And no League Cup either. So I'm afraid that is all she wrote for the results from the UK. Like I said, we'll do the European matches as well when we do Football Special recap. So on that note, we're done. I'll just take a quick drink. On that note, I'll say thanks for joining me this afternoon. It's been my pleasure as always. Wish there was more people in the chat and letting us know what's going on with their team or what their thoughts are. But the channel is still young, and I will ask, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. We have so many viewers who don't subscribe. I don't understand it, but there you go. If you can hit that subscribe button. Oh, Besiktas confirm appointment of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as the new manager. That news was breaking earlier today, wasn't it? Yeah, please hit that subscribe button. Ping that notifications bell if you can give us a thumbs up. That'd be superb. 3 stream supporters today, jalexpetproducts.co.uk, heavenlypleasures.co.uk, and removepest.co.uk. Links in the description of this video. Use the promo codes and grab yourselves a discount on checkout. Save yourselves a few shekels there. And that's all I've got to say, really. Thanks for joining me. I'm Jimmy James. You've been watching Football Special live here on Saturday, the 18th of January 2025. We'll be back a little bit later with the betting shop, where we'll have all the horse racing results from around the UK and Ireland. And then keep your eye out for Football Special recap, where we'll go through all the goals, the scorers, the stats. And if you've missed out on any of that, if you need it for your bets, you can catch it here. Been my pleasure. I'm Jimmy James, signing off.